Well, very good evening to everyone, and welcome to the RP Lumber Center, where we are very late. We have had a world of problems getting the OBS, which is, and now I'm going to get knocked off the air, so it doesn't really matter. YouTube has changed their way to produce the stream key, and it has not been a fun trip to take to try to find out how to deal with the new stream key. So, we're here, and we are a little late. We apologize for that. And we are already into this one. About halfway. There's 6:20 left to play here in this first period, and Collinsville is already down 1-0. And I couldn't even tell you who scored the goal for Alton High School, but at any rate, it came with about 7.5 minutes left, and Alton is up 1-0. I know my scoreboard doesn't say that because I don't have a. I'm kind of frustrated right now. So anyway, here we are, and I had an interview with Owen Stinnett. I'm going to pass that along to you at some point. Maybe the next game. I don't know, because it kind of would be redundant to do a senior interview with the game going on. I might do it anyway. I don't know. It just depends on if the Wi-Fi can stay connected or not. I mean, we're back at the RP Lumber Center. We didn't have a good time the other night doing this from here. Senior night and Collinsville's first win. So I don't want to get everybody's hopes up and start playing an interview and then not being able to finish anything. So I think we'll just save that interview for the next game that we do, and I don't even know when that is because this is our last game before the big holiday tournament coming up this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I know it's somewhere in January, but really at this point I'm not sure when. So how about if I just get back to some play-by-play? I turned off the comments because I was trying to get the whole screen on when I was looking at trying to find out where this stream key is located on the new setup that YouTube changes. By the way, you know I'm old and I hate changes. I don't understand. If something works, why change it? YouTube changed their whole entire page as far as live streaming goes. So I don't know. Everything looks different, and I don't know. So anyway, 4:58 left to play here in this opening period. I did have some starters written down for you, but I don't need those anymore either because we've already changed lines a bunch of times between now and the time that I actually got on the air. So again, my apologies. Working with modern day technology is such a wonderful thing. Love it when everything works, but man, it's so frustrating when it doesn't. And so far, so good on the, well, I don't know. I'm just going to shut up and do a game. I'm not even going to look at my computer. It's going to tell me all kinds of things are going wrong, and there isn't really anything I can do about it. Anyway, here is Clark for Alton over in the far side corner. Back out front now. It'll go to Tall. That's Ethan Tall. Keller Jacobs, by the way, leads Alton in goals with 15. And after Thursday night's win over East Alton Wood River, Evan Sutton leads Collinsville with 5. Alton is out there in the red. Collinsville, they're the home team once again, so they're out there in the white. And the Redbirds bring it up to Matthews. Matthews all the way over in front of his own bench. He will find one of his teammates, I believe, if I can see the numbers. Hey, look at that. He's wearing number 7, and I do. That's Keller Jacobs. So, off of the boards in front of the Cahoks. Looks like the Cahoks are short-handed once again, man. They've got, well, number one, they got a guy in the penalty box, and number 2, they've only got 4 guys on the bench and no backup goalie. So looks like Ezra Fryman is going to be it tonight. And in the penalty box right now is Landon Mosby, who was not here on Thursday night playing. So Collinsville is, shorthanded. So Alton has a power play. They've got one for one more minute, and they skated into the top of the slot, and almost there uncontested was the puck carrier. Now back over to Jacobs, and Jacobs tries to backhand one, but that didn't even come to fruition. And now back here to the blue line once again. Here is Tull. Tull will give it up to Jacobs. Jacobs on the left face-off circle will put it behind the net to Clark. Clark trying to shove it in over here on the near side, and then Fryman covers it up just as somebody was trying to poke that thing in there on the other side. I believe that was Madden Dix. Nope, that would be Tony Matthews. 3:33 left to play here in this first period. Well, we did finally make it on, but we made it on really late. No pregame show, no pregame interview, no nothing. I made all these notes and got that interview and all the questions for Owen Stennett for nothing. Anyway, we'll try to play that video or play that interview on our next game. Hopefully that won't leave me short on interviews. But we do have the playoffs as well. Collinsville will get it and send it all the way down the ice, relieving some of that pressure on the Landon Mosby penalty. He's in the box. He's about 10 seconds away from coming out and getting us back to even strength. Nick Shoemaker is on the camera with us again tonight. We appreciate his help. He's been standing up here waiting patiently. And a throw out front here is Clark, and Clark fires that one just a little bit high, goes off the glass, back behind Fryman. Penalty is over, so Collinsville is back to equal strength, and here is Tao. Skate the puck out or slide the puck over to Clark. Clark tries to enter the zone, but that's off of the skates. It does stay in the zone, and then a high hoister that's going to land at the base of the wall. Everybody just kind of stood around and watched it, and it goes over into the far side corner, right through the upper slot area. A shot on goal and a save by Fryman. Back out to the red line for Owen Bohart, and then into the far side faceoff circle. Now over here to Tull. Tull takes a shot, and Fryman swallows that up as well, and that'll give us a stoppage in play with 2:18 left to play here in this opening period. Collinsville, by the way, came in at 1-10-1. They picked up their first win here on Thursday night against East Alton Wood River, a 5-2 score. Alton, they come in at 6-7. Brian Clark is their head coach. Of course, Craig Duffy, as you all know, is our head coach into his fourth year here. And Collinsville wins the faceoff. And here is Shoemaker. He'll send it behind me, but there wasn't anybody there wearing the purple and white to track it down. And now Lewis will commit a penalty, and he will go to the box next as soon as Collinsville touches the puck again, which isn't going to be here for a second, as now finally Fryman touches the puck, and that'll whistle things dead, and Ethan Lewis will now go to the sin bin. 1:57 left to play here in this opening period. 1-0 in favor of the Alton Redbirds. Alton went 16-14-1 last season, and right now with that 6-7 record, they have 12 points, and they are right in the middle of the mix as far as the standings go. Collinsville will send that one down, so for the second time, the Alton Redbirds are on a power play. They failed on the first one. We'll see what they can do here on the second one as they bring the puck up. 1:43 left, 1:44 in the penalty, so it'll be for the rest of this period, hopefully anyway. Here is Thompson. Thompson slides one in, and that is off of the glove of Fryman, and then it bounces in front of him, so he makes the save. Stops the clock with 1:32 left, 1:35 on the Ethan Lewis penalty. So a 3-second difference. If Collinsville can kill off the rest of this period, then they'll only have 3 seconds to worry about, and it just about takes that long for a face-off and to get skating in the right direction. That one goes back to the blue line. Here is Alton's Jacobs. Jacobs will fire one in the middle. Clock, high slot. He shoots, he scores. That is Caden Clark. And that comes with 1:24 left to play here in this first period. And Alton is up 2-0. That one on the power play. So Collinsville fighting an uphill battle here as we get going. 1:24 left to play here in this opening period, and Collinsville looking to fight to get these 2 goals back. Got to start with the first one first. Here are the Kahawks with a face-off win. I think actually Alton won that one and then deflected the puck, and now a giveaway by Collinsville right at the center ice circle, and here is Jacobs. He fires a shot that goes well wide of the near side post, settles over there in the corner, being chased down by Alton, but it comes loose, and then Collinsville sends it around the boards all the way back to the blue line, but Alton keeps it in. Here is Clark, who just scored a goal, and he's being bothered over there by Ben Klein, and now into the near side boards we come, and up, and a backhand shot that rings off of the post and the crossbar. I think it hit both of them, and then it settles in over on Tull. Tull now playing over on the far side when he was over here on the near side defenseman earlier. Back over to Clark. Clark, he sends it over to Jacobs. Jacobs, the leading goal scorer for Alton. And now we're going to have a whistle, and it looks like we're going to send one of the Alton Redbirds off to the penalty box now. Maybe? Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen, as Matthews will go into the penalty box. So Collinsville will have their first power play of this contest. They call it roughing, I believe. 32.7 seconds left to play here in this opening quarter. 2-0 in favor of Alton, but Collinsville getting a power play chance. Here is Stennett. Stennett will send a backward shot all the way off the glass and back behind the Alton net. Then it reverses direction after an Alton hit. Comes out to Klein at the blue line. Klein to Stennett. Stennett will send the puck over to Kitstein. Kitstein takes a shot on goal. Excuse me, that was Evan Sutton. And that was blocked out by the goalie, who is Caden Jockish. And Jockish on the year, 6-7, one shutout, 3.08 goals against average, and a save percentage right at 90%. That is the end of one period of play. We'll take a timeout. Back with period number 2 after that timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network. Mike and Sarah's Produce in Collinsville is a one-stop destination for seasonal fruits, vegetables, and more. Located at 116 North Bluff Road, Mike and Sarah's Produce features fresh selections of your favorite fruits and veggies, from cherries, peaches, and watermelons to corn, tomatoes, and zucchini. You can find all of your produce needs at Mike and Sarah's. Seasonal favorites such as pumpkins in the fall, summer peaches, spring asparagus, and more. Plus, Mike and Sarah's Produce is a go-to in the spring for flowered plants, hanging baskets, and a large selection of fresh seafood. Mike and Sarah's Produce, 116 North Bluff Road in Collinsville. Stop by today. Looking for some unique food options, super cold drinks, and a fun atmosphere with an attentive staff? Look no further than Hurricanes Bar and Grill in Collinsville. Owned and operated by former Kahok State soccer champ Tim Johnson, Hurricanes has been one of the area's great meeting places for fun, food, live sports and music, and video gaming. Daily specials like Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, and Fish Fridays. Hurricanes will tackle those hunger pains. Hurricanes is always open during all of Uptown Collinsville's Main Street festivals. Hurricanes is the place to satisfy your hunger and thirst needs. Hurricanes Bar and Grill, 222 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call for carryout orders at 618-345-0846. 618-345-0846. We're underway here in the second period. Collinsville with a power play. Sutton with it. Back there with Duffy. And they tried to send it out front, but that ends up going into the far side corner. And then Alton digs it out of there, and we'll send it all the way down the ice to relieve some of that power play pressure. Under a minute to go in the power play here for Collinsville. Kahawks trying to break it out. Here is Ben Klein. Klein races it into the zone, and then one goes through the legs of Tull, and an easy save over there for Jockish. Just underway in period number 2, 2-0 in favor of Alton. It would help if I probably changed the scoreboard. Had a girls basketball game earlier today, and the Lady Kahawks won that one. The boys are currently playing in Mount Vernon, and after this game, we will have nothing until Saturday in the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And at last check in Mount Vernon is beating your Kahawks right now 44-31. At halftime, it was 32-21, so Collinsville scored 3 in the third, or excuse me, 10 in the third, while Mount Vernon ended up scoring 12. There's a shot, man. That's a save by Jockish, and then it goes into the netting. So that will draw a whistle, and there's 27 seconds left on the penalty to Tony Matthews for the Alton Redbirds. And the face-off over here in the near side circle. Duffy gets it and shoots, and closing the gap there at the last second was Jawkish. And now back behind the net. Oh, a chance. Collinsville, fans on it. Back to the blue line it goes. And then a loose puck over on the far side. Here is Owen Stennett. Stennett sends it to Duffy. Duffy with a shot and a goal. So Collinsville gets one of those back on the power play. 10 seconds left to go in the 2-minute minor to Tony Matthews. And for Nolan Duffy, his 4th goal of the year. But Collinsville gets on the board. And Owen Stennett gets the assist. And Collinsville does indeed cut that in half. And now we're back to even strength. And here is Dunham. Tanner Dunham sends it all the way down into the corner. And Joe Steffen trying to dig it out. Back to the blue line. Stevenson keeps it in for the Alton Redbirds. Davis backhands it, but right into the skates of Shoemaker. And then Alton having a hard time finding that puck. It travels over the line. And then Ethan Lewis lost sight of it and then tried to go chase it back down. Now he's trying to chase it down once again. Back into the neutral zone we go. Here is Stennett with it. Stennett, he'll send it on back to Shoemaker on the defensive side of things. And then up to the blue line and tipped in by Lewis. Right on goal and a little bit of a save. Probably a little bit wide of the post. And then that one goes back up into the netting. And we will have another face-off with 11:45 left to play here in this second period. Yeah, Collinsville does not have an extra goalie with them, and they only have 4 guys on the bench. So once again, Kahawks look like they're missing about 6 or 7 players. It is the holidays, so some of these guys could be out of town. School did end. We are on Christmas break. Alton, they've got 5 teams worth of players here tonight. Looking at their bench, there's probably about 15 of them. Redbirds trying to dig it out. They do so. Into the neutral zone it comes to Pollard. Pollard trying to skate around Klein. Instead puts the puck back behind the Kahawk net. And then trying to dig it out of there. That would be Thompson. Yep, Thompson. Probably about the same size as Anthony Kitstein. I have not seen Anthony Kitstein here tonight, so he might be one of those guys missing. Alton trying to keep it in. They can't. And Mosby will be playing trailer to one of the Alton players. It comes all the way back into the center faceoff circle. Nice move there by Jace Ferry. Ferry sends it off the boards, and that ends up going back behind the Alton net. Alton sends it all the way around over to the far side. Comes back into the neutral zone once again. Finds Shoemaker, but that goes off of a body and then into the Kahawk bench, and that'll draw another whistle and stop the clock with 10:41 left to play here in this second period. Looks like the Edwardsville Tigers have a game here after this one. Nice to have a 7 o'clock start for a change, that's for sure. Face-off at center ice. Won by Collinsville. Back to Shoemaker. Sends the puck over to Klein. Klein sends it up to Duffy. Duffy will send it along the boards, but it's picked up there by Alton, and then they send it back to the neutral zone. Collinsville picks it up again. Here is Sutton. Sutton races in near face-off circle. That is off of the back of Ethan Tall. And then one of his teammates finds the puck, sends it through the neutral zone. Collinsville's Klein gets there first, and he'll send it back over to Shoemaker. Shoemaker will go back behind his own net, whip it all the way around the boards. Duffy couldn't get a hold of it. Shoemaker finds it again, sends it the opposite way around the near side boards, and then that puck is banked off of the boards, and Collinsville tries to send it out, but that's going to be an icing call. 9:56 left to play here in period number 2, 2-1 in favor of Collinsville. Kahawks are actually out shooting the Redbirds right now, 21-13. Over on the far side, face-off dot to the right of Fryman. That's where the face-off is taking place. Won by Alton. Redbirds send one up toward the goal. That's stopped short of the slot area down there by the blue paint. And then it ends up going back behind the net and all the way back around and kept in, but not for very long as Nolan Duffy gets a hold of it. He comes in, 2-on-1 opportunity, a shot and a save by Jockish. It comes all the way out front, and a wide open net was sitting there waiting for Stennett, and then a shot and a save by Fryman on the other end. So I don't think Stennett saw that rebound come out there, and he had no idea it was there until it was past him. 9:28 left to play here in this second period. 2-1 in favor of the Redbirds. Alton got a couple of goals in the first, including a power play goal. Collinsville gets a power play goal. I believe that's their first power play goal of the year. And the face-off again to the right of Fryman, and who wants it? Ethan Lewis does. He'll send it off the boards. It's going to be another icing, though. A little bit too hard there, Mr. Lewis. So the face-off once again will come to the right of Ezra Fryman. And once again, it is Stennett versus Caden Clark. That one was won by Clark. Jacobs sends it back behind the Collinsville net, comes into the near side corner. Still into that corner. Banked off the wall, sent back behind the net. Jacobs with it once again. Jacobs looking for a way to get out of there, sends it all the way back to the blue line for Bohart, and then back over to Jacobs. Jacobs will take a shot that is probably off of the stick of Jace Ferry. It ends up going high off the glass, and then over at the near face-off circle once again, it is Jacobs. Jacobs looking to get around Ethan Lewis. He does so. High slot, shot. That's blocked out by the defense. Hangs out in the skates for a little while and then comes out. Here is Owen Stennett. Stennett was going to be our pregame guest, but we didn't get a chance to air that one. Stennett with a shot on goal. And a save by Jockish. And now over in the corner, Sutton trying to get it away. He can't. Ferry, he got in the way, but it goes off of his body. Comes down for Clark. An odd man rush coming up for Alton, but it never materializes. That went off one of the Collinsville legs. Back through the neutral zone it goes once again. And a shot and a save by Fryman, and then Collinsville will send it down for yet another icing call. 42-32, Lady Kahawks won. They snap a 9-game losing streak today at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium with a win over Sparta. Collinsville trying to rebound from a 2-point loss to the Edwardsville Tigers at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium Friday night, and they're in Mount Vernon on a makeup game from the Thanksgiving tournament at Triad. And I think that's the first time that Collinsville and Mount Vernon have played each other since the 80s. Back behind the net, picked up there by Collinsville and Klein. Klein will send the puck out off the boards, and that is going to be another icing call. No, they waved it off. I saw the safe sign when referee went right past me. Duffy sends it in all the way around from one quarter to the other. Then Stennett gets there first. Back behind the net once again. Duffy tried to play that puck, but he got taken out in the process. Here is Stennett. Stennett had 2 goals in that win over East Alton Wood River here on Thursday night. Back over in the corner for Duffy up front. Oh, boy. That was a nice try there by Samuel Klein. And he was the only one standing in front of Jockish, but Jockish was up to the task. And now this puck will end up going back behind the Kahawk net, circled around by Clayton Long. Long sends one up into the slot area, but Collinsville, they stood up to the task and picked that puck up. Here is Owen Stennett. Stennett stops everything back behind his own net, surveys things, and will send it up off the boards to Nolan Duffy. Duffy sends it into the neutral zone, but Alton will pick it up from there, and will work it back into the Collinsville zone. Into the far side corner, all the way around the boards, into the near side corner. 6:40 left to play here in this second period. Nice hit over there by Ben Klein to get that puck back, but then he'll send it all the way down, and we have another icing call. 6:32 left to play here in period number 2. 2-1 in favor of the Alton Redbirds. Collinsville is still out shooting Alton right now, 23-15. Face off once again to Fryman's right. A little Greta Van Fleet blaring in the background. And here comes Alton once again. And a shot, but a swing and a miss on a one-timer. They get the puck all the way up here to Mosby. Mosby will find Duffy. Duffy goes to the far side corner looking for a little help in front. And right through the skates of Owen Stennett, that puck goes. And now Stennett will track it down near the blue line. And he'll try to go backhand, forehand, but he lost the puck to Pollard. And now the puck back into the neutral zone. Shoemaker trying to wrap it on out of there, but he couldn't do it. And now over into the far side corner it goes. Landon Thompson couldn't track it down as that jumped over his stick. And then over here into the near side boards we go, trying to dig it out of there. Nolan Duffy trying to work it out, but can't do it. That puck will end up going back behind the Collinsville net. Here is Shoemaker. Shoemaker will wrap it up around the boards, but it'll be stopped at the blue line right in front of the Alton net. And then a scrum in front and an open net, but he hits the side of the net. I believe that's Tanner Dunham. Nope, that's 24. That's Jackson Pollard. I don't even have my day planner here with me. It's back at home. Just trying to lighten up the load in my little computer bag here. I got all this stuff I'm carrying around with me trying to get ready for this tournament. And I left the day planner at home, so I do not remember when the next hockey game is, but I know it's sometime in January. As after we get through with the gauntlet that is the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament, we take some time off to rest up the voice because that's a lot of talking, especially now that Matt Clark is no longer going to be helping us out. He's going to be doing a tournament in Jefferson City. Here is Stennett, does a nice job splitting the defense, puts one on goal, and a save by Jockish, and then a rebound was left out front, but Collinsville didn't have anybody home to take care of that one. There is Ferry. Ferry will just knock it in with the one-handed stick. And all the way back down into the Alton end once again. 4:40 to go. Here in this second period comes up front. And Lewis never saw it. And then getting tripped up back behind the play was Evan Sutton. And that allows Clark to break it out here for Alton. Ferry does a nice job of picking his pocket on the way up. And then over up against the far side boards. Lewis will fire a shot from there. And a save by Jokic. And we'll have a face-off this time. And it'll come to the left of Caden Jokic. Ezra Fryman, he is now 1-8 on the year. 5.35 goals against average and a save percentage right around 82%. Stennett once again takes this face off. It actually was won by Alton and they ended up smacking it toward their own net, but nothing doing after that. Shoemaker gets a hold of the puck in the neutral zone and sends it all the way back down. There is Jacobs. Jacobs a little backhand to get it out of there from behind his own net. And then bringing the puck up is Alton's Towel. He'll leave it back for Clark. Clark already has a goal here tonight, and that one goes in too. So, number 95 has 2 goals here tonight. This one comes with 3:54 of the second. And that has given Alton back their 2-goal lead, as now it's 3-1. Oh, now we have an unsportsmanlike conduct call going against Keller Jacobs. So Collinsville is going to go back on the power play here. And the Kahawks control the face-off after the goal by Alton. They send it up to Sutton. Sutton skirts the blue line, comes in onside, and it takes a shot. Excuse me. Comes out here to the near side. Stennett was trying to track it down, but he couldn't. Clark, he finds it. And he'll send it to a teammate right in the middle of the ice. And coming into the neutral zone is Tall. Tall kind of mishandled the puck, so he reversed directions and goes back into his own end. And now Clark races back behind his own net. He'll leave it. And Alton will look to go back to work trying to clear it. They do. And here comes Clark racing up. 1-on-2. They're looking for a short-handed goal. That's off of the chest of Fryman. Shoemaker, he'll get a hold of it. Tried to send it back to the blue line, but that didn't get there. And he comes away with it out of the other side of the Alton net, but can't clear it. He was trying to get it out to Sutton. The Sutton was racing through the neutral zone, but it never did make it to him. And now Sutton will get it. And with a burst of speed, he'll get around one, but didn't take the puck with him. Alton got a hold of it, and they'll send it back into their own zone. 45 seconds left to go in the power play here for Collinsville. 2:35 left to play in period number 2. Alton breaks it out again. Here is Clark. Got plenty of Kahawks back, and he gets past one of them, and then Stennett finds a loose puck. Stennett will come up. 3-on-2 chance here for Collinsville. Stennett, that's a slash. You couldn't do that, man, can you? That wasn't called. And then back to the neutral zone. Shoemaker off of the foot of Duffy. Duffy, he gets a hold of the puck and will send it in and go for a line change. Again, short bench here for Collinsville. Shoemaker, he tries to track that puck down. He does so from his knees. He'll send it back to the blue line. Ethan Lewis will take it over from there. Lewis comes into the Alton zone, looking for a little bit of help. He'll backhand one, and that one's off of the stick of Boart. And then, tell you what, Caden Jonkish, he had to be on his toes there because that one went off his teammate and right to him. Penalty is over, so Collinsville failed to score on their second power play, so each team now 1 for 2 with the man advantage. 1:46 left to play here in this second period. And another chance here for Collinsville. They sweep one in. Ethan Lewis had another chance to whack at it. And then it comes out for Alton. And now we're going to have a penalty that's going to be handed out for Jace Ferry, probably interference or holding, one of the two, as he touches the puck. The Alton Redbirds are going to go back on the man advantage here with 90 seconds left here in this second period. Jace Ferry to the box. We're going to call cross-checking. I didn't see that. Thought it was either interference or holding, one of the two. Yeah, I didn't see a cross-check there. I saw a holding or interference. I didn't see that, but, you know, what do I know? I couldn't even get on the air. Here is Tall. Tall. High slot shot. That's blocked out, I think, by Pollard up there looking for a dirty goal. Back to the blue line it goes for Alton. Tall once again in the near side face-off circle. Misses everything and everybody. That one's going to come all the way back to the neutral zone as we approach 1 minute left to play here in this second period. 3-1 game. Alton with the lead, and the Alton Redbirds are on the power play. Collinsville has the puck. They send it all the way down the ice. Jokish will send it over into the corner. Chased down by one of his teammates. But Sutton, he'll find the puck first and then go try to dig it out over in the corner, but it ends up squeaking out to Landon Thompson for Alton. Here is Pollard. Pollard will bank it off the boards, try to chase it down. Klein got there, but didn't get there in time, but then Klein will send it off the boards. That'll go back through the neutral zone once again. Here's another opportunity for Sutton. He shoots and just shot it wide. Sutton tried to score a shorty. And now here is Thompson once again. He'll send the puck in and then go to the bench for a change. Klein will get there first, and Klein will send the puck all the way down the ice, and that will just about do it here for this second period as Jokish sends it back out into the neutral zone area, but that is the end of 2 periods of play. 3-1 in favor of the Alton Redbirds. We'll be back with period number 3 after we take a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former Kahawk Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010. All Fluffed Up Grooming Salon in Caseyville is your go-to place to get that pampered treatment for your fur baby. All Fluffed Up offers one-on-one grooming sessions by skilled and professional groomers, focusing on a stress-free and fear-free experience for both pup and pup parent. Owned and operated by former Kahok Jenny Eves, All Fluffed Up in Caseyville offers nail trimming, ear cleanings, bathing, and fur trimming, as well as full cuts. All Fluffed Up Grooming Salon in Caseyville, 16 East Reynolds Street. Call Jenny Eves for an appointment at 618-855-8533. Mobile grooming coming soon. That's All Fluffed Up in Caseyville, 618-855-8533. Once again, we welcome you back here to the RP Lumber Center. About 19 seconds left on the Alton power play. Collinsville will get it and send it back to the blue line, but Alton keeps it in. That is Jacobs. And Keller Jacobs, their leading goal scorer with 15 goals, travels around with it at the blue line, and then we'll give it up, and a shot that goes wide off of the stick of Tyler Morelli, and then it comes out to the blue line once again. Morelli will send it up. The power play is over, so Alton now 1 for 3 with their man advantage. Here is Clark into the corner. Collinsville trailing 3-1. And there's been a lot of whistles in this game, which of course slows the clock down. And with another game set to come up, I would not be surprised whatsoever when they trim off a bunch of time toward the end of this period. Right now, 13:05 left. I know Collinsville had the 8:15 game the other night, but I think the early game that night started at 6:45. So I'm guessing that this one probably shouldn't start next until 8:30. So we might have enough time to get this whole third period in. We'll see. We'll see what they want to do. Here is Stennett. Stennett sends it over into the far side corner, comes all the way from one face-off circle to the other one. Now Sutton, he'll end up with it, puts it onto the skates of Duffy. He gets it back over to Sutton. Sutton will come in, backhand to forehand. Over into the corner it goes. He's still trying to keep in control of that puck, but he's having a little bit of trouble over there dealing with Reed Stevenson. And now it goes back behind the Alton net. And taken there by Mason Widman. Comes out to the blue line. Ferry's getting all kinds of roughed up over there up against the boards, and he doesn't like it whatsoever. He pushes back. We got some pushing and shoving going on well away from the play, and I think he's going to send both of them off. Ferry's going to the box. And so I believe is either Stevenson or Clayton Long, one of the two. It's going to be Long. And we'll have offsetting penalties here. It's going to be 5-on-5. But the referee, man, he came over. I was watching what was going on down here. I wasn't even watching the puck because I knew there was something that was going to happen. Face-off will come out here to the right of Ezra Fryman. And that one goes all the way back to the blue line, and a shot toward the goal, but that's blocked out by Stennett. He gets the puck up to Sutton. Sutton on a breakaway, shoots off the post. Oh! Stennett sends the puck back behind the Alton net. Boy, Sutton, he's kind of mad. He's heading to the bench. Mosby will come out instead. And I'm sure that the Kahawks get a lot of quick one-person line changes here because they are short-handed, so I'm sure they're a little gassed out there. I like being here at the RP Lumber Center. I like the location of where we get to set up. I like the building, but I'm not very happy with the Wi-Fi situation, and my hotspot doesn't do any better, so we're gonna have to figure something out, man. I talked to the people last week when I was here, and there is a Wi-Fi that comes up that says COE, which is the City of Edwardsville. It says City of Edwardsville guest. And Thursday when I was here,
the guys at the front desk told me that they would give me the password when I got back here on Monday, and then I get here on Monday and ask, obviously, and a totally different person, not the same person that I was talking to Thursday, and then that person said, let me check with my boss, and then he comes back up and he's like, I'm not allowed to give that out. I'm like, okay. Here's Nolan Duffy. So I understand the Wi-Fi connection is a little spotty, but at least it hasn't knocked me totally off the air like it did on Thursday. Into the corner it goes for Stennett. Stennett sends it back to the blue line. Klein taking it over from there. Tries to keep it in the zone, but he can't. That is kicked up out of there by Pollard. And then Alton will go back to work. Actually, that was Tull. And now Tull comes out with it. 10:48 left to play here in this third period. 3-1 in favor of the Redbirds. Collinsville still out shooting Alton here in this game, 31-23. Here is Bohart. Bohart takes a shot, saved by Fryman. Rebound, missed by Thompson. Thompson goes back behind the net, and a backhand. He'll send it all the way up. Tried to get it back to the blue line, but his defenseman wasn't there. Then Collinsville tried to thread the needle there. Mosby did, right between some skates. That didn't work. Kahawks get it and shoot it in. Bounces off of that near side dasher board. Comes back over into the corner. Ethan Lewis trying to track it down. He can't stint it. He pokes it ahead, and then he'll go track it down himself in the corner. Backhands it all the way over, and in front, trying to feed somebody was Samuel Klein, but there wasn't anyone to feed it to. Here is Jacob once again. He'll send the puck up for Clark. Clark over to Tull. Tull with 10 minutes to go here in this third period. Lost the puck. Collinsville, they get it, and Stennett tried to poke it up. Now Klein does, and Samuel Klein will send it all the way back down to the boards, and then back behind the Alton net it goes once again. Into the corner, comes up to Jacobs. Jacobs, he'll skate the puck up himself. He's got a couple of Kahawks back there waiting for him, and he'll get around one, and then throw one up front, but no one there. Comes onto the stick of Stennett, 2-on-2 time, but Jacobs already catches up. There's a shot and a save by Julkish, and he covers it up to stop the clock with 9:22 left to play here in period number 3. I will email the director here of this particular establishment and see what he can do for me as far as the next time I return, which I'm sure I will be coming back here this year. I don't have Granite City on the schedule, but I've got the other 3 rinks on the schedule sprinkled out throughout the month of January, at least until the playoffs start in February. And I'm crossing my fingers and hoping with all kinds of luck that they don't schedule Collinsville at Granite City in February. That's too cold. Backhand shot saved by Fryman. Stops the clock with 8:53 left to play here in this third period. 3-1 in favor of Alton. I can tell you where Collinsville is next, though. They have the rest of the week off. They will play first place Belleville right here at 8:30. That would be on the 29th, and that's the final day of the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament, so you know where I'll be. Won't be here. Belleville, they're the only undefeated team left, by the way. They are 13-0. Bethalto still hanging in there, 11-2-1. They have 23 points. Belleville has 26. Edwardsville is 11-1. They have 22. And then I think 3 teams are tied all together there, Alton being one of those. Here is Dix. Dix leaves the puck back behind, sends that thing into the zone belonging to Collinsville, and Collinsville breaks it right out. Here is Owen Stennett. Stennett flying up the left side. Cuts in the middle, tries to put a backhand shot on, but can't do it. Had to jump over a stick to get out of the way of that. And then over into the far side corner to go. 8 minutes to play here in period number 3. 3-1 in favor of Alton. Here is Clark. Circles with the puck. Alton, they're like, that's okay. We can waste as much time as you want. We're in the lead. Back out into the neutral zone. Over onto the far side. Shoemaker, he'll get it, send it back to the blue line, then back into the neutral zone. And then Alton will try to send it back up, and they do so after a couple of bodies collide, but the puck keeps on traveling in the Alton direction of things. And then it comes out and slapped even farther down by Clayton Long. Over here into this near side corner it goes. Klein wrestling Davis trying to get it away. Back over into the far side corner. Shoemaker gets it, sends it to the blue line, but Alton keeps it in. And now a puck that ends up finding Ben Klein. Klein gloved it down, threw it onto his own stick, and then got it to the neutral zone. But Alton, they'll send it right back in to the Collinsville zone and then bang it around the boards. But Morelli is here on this near side blue line waiting for it. Sutton sends it back into the neutral zone, but Alton gets there again. Nice little steal by Stennett. Stennett will bank it all the way around from the far side corner to the near side corner, and then getting a hold of it was Mason Widman. And now it comes in front. Sutton couldn't get a good shot off. Trying that backhand to forehand to bring it back to the forehand so we can get a good shot off, and the puck from his backhand to his forehand just never made it all the way. There's a shot from the neutral zone that's right on, and Jokic there with the save. That'll stop the clock with 6:25 left to play here in this third period. Hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. Hope your Christmas shopping is finished because, oh boy, I got out early this morning and went to Walmart just because I had a couple of things to pick up. No Christmas present stuff, but needed some printer ink because I got to do some printing from home. And a couple of things for sustenance. And it was already busy, and it was like 8 o'clock in the morning when I was there. I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm not coming out here in the afternoon. Over on the far side, Alton trying to get the puck out of their own zone. They do. Collinsville, though, they find it. And here is Owen Stennett. Stennett will race it up, have it knocked off of his stick, and then banks it off of the boards. It goes back behind the Alton net. So my apologies to Owen Stennett and the Stennett family. We were due to have his senior interview on tonight, but we'll have to save that for the next time we have a game. I'll, of course, let the coach know that we ran into technical difficulties and couldn't get on in time, so we can plan out the next game. Off of the boards here, right underneath our location. Here is Stennett. Stennett races himself in, zigs and zags in the Alton end. Tries to gather the puck again over here in this near side corner, but he's got 3 Alton Redbirds all around him. And then Thompson will send a high hoister out, but that one's going to have enough juice to get across the line, and it's going to be whistled down for icing, so we'll have a face-off all the way back down at the other end of the ice. 5:20 left to play here in this third period. Face-off will come out to the left of Caden Jokic. Duffy got that puck behind him, but Collinsville couldn't get a guy there in time to keep the puck into the zone, and here comes Tall. Tall with a shot and a save by Fryman. .5:10 left to play. Third period. Cahoks trail by 2. Looking to string together a 2-game winning streak for the first time this year. Blues are playing tonight, too. They're in Tampa. That's where my mom lives. Mount Vernon ends up beating Collinsville boys basketball 54-10, and a goal by Alton will make it 4-1. And that's not what the Collinsville Cahawks needed. So Tony Matthews will score a goal for the Alton Redbirds with 5:03 left to play here in this third. And that makes it 4-1. Cahawks go back to work. And they are doing so again in their own end. Alton turns around with it. Here is Jacobs, their leading goal scorer, and he just scored. 16th goal of the year for Keller Jacobs. And it comes 20 seconds after the goal scored by Tony Matthews. Otherwise, this final is going to look a lot worse than what it actually is. Collinsville actually played a good game tonight. They're shorthanded, but 5-1. Just a moment ago, it was 3-1. That looked more like the game we were watching. But 5-1 it is. 4.5 minutes to go here in period number 3. Here is Stennett. Owen Stennett through the neutral zone, and Shoemaker finds the loose puck. He goes skating into the zone and then banks it off of the body right in front of him, and then Collinsville will send it all the way down back behind the Alton goal. Comes out the other side, and over here on the near side boards, Klein will chase it down. They wave off icing. Klein sends it from one corner over to the other corner. Sutton trying to track it down. And then that one goes around the corner. Well, Tampa has a 4-1 lead over the Blues. That's not good news either. After that great showing the other night against the defending Stanley Cup champions and a 6-2 win by the Blues. Oh, man, time to get on a roll. Ethan Lewis forgot to take that puck with him. Comes through the neutral zone, finds the stick of Owen Stennett. Stennett races in on the left side, tries to get it around 2 defenders, no doing. Alton with it, back behind their own goal. They get a puck up to Thompson. Thompson, he'll send a long pass out to Clayton Long. Long races it up the far side boards and banks it off the near side boards. That's knocked back down, back behind the Kahok goal. As we approach 3 minutes left to play here in this third period. Looks like we are going to get this whole period in. Usually they like to stop things about 8:15 for an 8:30 start. Looks like we'll probably be right about there. Here is Stennett once again. Stennett, he tried to split the defense once again. That wasn't happening. Thompson found the loose puck for the Alton Redbirds. And then it's knocked away on a nice play by Jace Ferry. Ferry sends the puck up to Stennett, who finds Sutton. Sutton, he'll try to split a couple of defenders as well. Can't do it. Finds the puck afterwards and then tries to go 5-hole on Jokic. But Jokic closed up just in time. And that'll stop the clock with 2:28 left to play here in this third period. Looks like Collinsville is going to have a power play for most of the rest of this period as they send Long into the penalty box. So Collinsville will get their third power play. Alton's already had 3. They are 1 of 3. Collinsville already 1 of 2, so trying to make it a 2-for-3 night with the man advantage. And Alton wins the faceoff. They'll send it over here to this near side corner. Taken over there by Samuel Klein. Klein leaves it for Stennett. Stennett looking for someone to pass it to and does so over to Duffy. Duffy, far side faceoff circle, takes the shot, swallowed up by Jokic. And that'll stop the clock with 2:12 to play here in this third period. I think it's colder in here than it is outside right now. Temperatures made it up to about 55 today. Supposed to be almost 70 on Christmas Day. I think they kind of backed off of that 70. Earlier in the week, they said it was going to be 73 on Christmas Day, but I think they've backed it up to about 69 now. That puck goes off of Stennett's stick right as he was standing in the slot. Alton races it up. 1 against 2, short-handed. And that puck will go over into the corner. That is Caden Clark, who has a couple of goals here tonight. Loose puck comes back to the blue line. Shot on goal by the short-handed Alton Redbirds. We're down to 90 seconds left to play here in this third period. 1 minute left to go on the power play here for the Kahawks. And then Alton will get the puck once again. And here is Jacobs. Jacobs tries to come in from the near side post, and that was stopped. Collinsville comes up. Here is Duffy, 3-on-2. Duffy on the right side. Nice little job on the poke, man, on the move there. Just took it right off of his stick. Here is Clark. Clark waits it out and then goes backhand, forehand, and scores a goal. And Clark gets the hat trick. 59.1 left in this game. And Alton goes up front 6-1 on a short-handed goal. And Caden Clark picks himself up a hat trick. Had 11 goals coming into this game. Now he has 14. Almost catching up to Keller Jacobs, but Jacobs has a goal here tonight as well, and that makes him at 16. So his teammate only two goals behind him now. Six to 1 in favor of Alton as we are down to the final 44 seconds left to play here in this one. That's off of the legs of Sutton. Sutton will race it up over on the far side, and he'll take a shot, and that one goes over the head of Jokish and the goal. It ends up landing on the back of the goal, and Sutton will come out front, take a shot, and score. So Sutton gets a goal for Collinsville with just 28.2 seconds left. Unassisted. And at least we got a crooked number up there. And Thompson will take a shot, and that's saved by Fryman. That will stop the clock with 18 seconds left to play here in this third period. And the face-off over here to the near side. That would be to the right of Fryman. And won by Alton. They take a shot right off the bat. Goes fluttering up over the goal. And then back behind the goal, it'll be Thompson once again. Thompson sends the puck all the way back out to the blue line. Here is Bohart. Bohart almost got ran over by a truck, but Thompson finds it, sends one into the slot, and that's going to do it for this one. 6-2 is the final score in favor of the Alton Redbirds. And we're going to go to post-game break. Nick Shoemaker, thank you very much, man. Have a Merry Christmas. All right, thank you. I sure will try. We will go to the post-game show, and I can't remember who my pre-game show was supposed to be. That's right, it was supposed to be LC's Pub. So we're going to go with LC's Pub for the post-game instead. How about great food, great drinks, great service, all served up daily. LC's Pub in Caseyville. Give them a call. If you want some carry-out orders at 618-855-9007, or better yet, just pop on by 605 North Main Street and order some food and have some in their fine, fine establishment. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus, they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
And we welcome you back into the LC's Pub post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Alton wins this game here tonight 6-2. Collinsville tried to win 2 games in a row, but the Alton Redbirds had other ideas in mind. It was a close game for a little while. Alton had a couple of goals in the first period, one of those being a power play goal. And then Collinsville got a goal from Nolan Duffy to make things 2-1 in the second period. Alton got one of those right back to make it 3-1 as we went to the third period. And it wasn't until there was 5 minutes left that Alton scored 3 goals in a row, one of those coming 20 seconds after the one at 5:03. And then another one came right at the final minute with 59.1 left, and then Evan Sutton scores a goal with just about 30 seconds left in the game, and that is our final 6-2. So that is going to do it for us, and like I said, I don't remember when I have another game. It'll be sometime next month. So next up for us is the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament. We'll be there all day, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday until we crown a champion. We will be on the air just a little bit before the first game tips off at 9 a.m. So that is the next time that we will be on the air. So this is my opportunity to wish everyone out there a very Merry Christmas. And we will see you on the other side. My name is Todd Duke, and enjoy the rest of your Monday. Merry Christmas, everyone.